John Kerry, the U.S. Senator, just gave me I guess it's a citation, right, or something like that, and it was at Fenway. And that was really an important thing because to me it wasn't just something you put in a frame and hang on the wall, which I will do, but it kind of gives you a certain approval, a feeling of approval from somebody who is in government here that says, right on, and that and you saw how he worded it. It was like it's part of the city of Boston now, and to hear something like that is overwhelming, way beyond any Grammy you could win or whatever. I mean, because I am from here. I mean, the whole thing would be different if I was from Toronto, right. And I moved here just for this. But I mean, when I was like totally broke, I mean, I would take the train up to Boston, and I would stand out front of the park. I couldn't even afford to go in, but I would be out there because I liked Yawkey Way, and I'd sneak in and at least to be able to hang out, with the people and all that. But I mean, this was back when when it wasn't so strict, and you can't get past anything now. You could never do that. But at the time, Yaz was still playing, and I was a little kid. Jerry Remy was playing, Dave Stapleton, Butch Hobson. That team was so cool. Fred Lynn and all those guys. Oh yeah, I think the timing of what I'm doing is maybe good. Yeah. And it's sort of an injection of positive to remind people what it's all about. So this came out as a single, and what we did was we added Blue Bayou, which I recorded that. Originally, I was going to do it with Kelly Osbourne, duet. And there was a lot of press about it, too, that we were going to do it together. And at the last minute, I think she just wasn't ready to do it. And so we already had the arrangements done, and so Narada's like, well, you do it. And it's so odd because, the way he produced it, it really sounds very country. And I'm a crooner, Harry Connick, Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, that kind of music. And he did this track, and he's like, well, the idea is you want to do a song that can reach multiple formats, because that way the odds are better that the record will be a success. You have one song that's kind of geared in country, one in adult contemporary, you have the big band for the jazz stations, and, so the country song, this is so crazy, but Blue Bayou went to 1,907 country stations. And within the first week, it was getting radio play across the country on country radio, which is so opposite of what I do. And my mother's been telling me, you ought to do something like, because she listens to all that, Randy Travis, and if I hear one more Randy Travis record, she listens to him more than me, and I'm her son.
Yeah. So how many years have you been in the business?
Well, I was
a long time. Right?
A long time, my whole life. I mean, I remember being on community auditions with Dave Maynard. I was actually 11, but you had to be 13 to get on the show, so I fibbed, but I got on the show. And despite as many times as I voted for myself, I didn't win. And I must have called 100 times.
So now you've done At Fenway.
The single is At Fenway.
And, of course, I'm a Traveler.
I'm a Traveler is on it.
I went to Jersey and Kalamazoo. Then I took the next flight out just to be with you. I'm a traveler, and I sailed the 7 seas. I'm a traveler, and you'll never bring me to my knees.
There's a song called, it's really the best piece of work I've done, but that's because of Narada. It's all, a lot of it's, I'm not going to lie, a lot of it's the producer, if he knows what he's doing.
So what brings you over this side?
Knowing the single was going to be pushed the way it is it didn't make a lot of sense to live on an island in the middle of the Pacific when I'm trying to implement at Fenway into Red Sox Nation. So the idea was to come here. So I just, I didn't want to live. I mean, I love Haverhill. That's why, I'm glad we did this interview. We're at the Tap here. Because, whenever I'm here, I do feel a sense of I'm in Haverhill. I just like it here. It's my favorite place, actually, in Haverhill.
Well, Brian, it's great to see you. I'm glad you made it over in this this section of town or whatever. And I wish you continued success.
Oh, thanks. You too. I go to your YouTube and I watch all your videos and you post them up there and stuff. I've been checking them all out. Glad to see people actually watched our interview on YouTube. It looked like a lot of people, quite a few people. So I don't know who you guys are, but buy my record, will you?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Keenan Cahill lip syncing at Fenway.
Spend the day over at Fenway. Gonna see them hit that ball a mile high. No matter where you sit, you're in heaven for a little bit. It's gonna be a great day at Fenway. There is no place I'd rather be. This place, it brings it out, the best in me. No matter what the score, you won't frown anymore. The magic that you feel when you see the Red Sox take the field. Gotta spend the day over at Fenway. Gonna see them hit that ball a mile high. No matter where you sit, you're in heaven for a little bit. It's gonna be a great day at